Well. Let's share some things coming in for the United States of America. Did you guys watch the State of the Union a few nights ago? Man, it was so much dark demonic energy. I had to pull out after about 10 minutes of watching it. More dark, negative energy than I've ever seen, actually, in a state union meeting. The hate was real on both sides. Remember, I've said there are bad Dems and bad Repubs. Okay? It's like shaking up a dice. And there's bad on each side. But did you guys really focus in on Lindsey Graham? I know many focused in on the lady who was escorted out after screaming at Trump. Don't even know her name. Don't care to know her name. But then I started looking at Lindsey Graham. It was like he was in a different freaking world. Completely bought. Not there. Reminded me of an old version of Joe Biden. In a body, but really physically not there. It's really strange. And did you guys see where the young Ukrainian girl who was stabbed on a bus in North Carolina? I want to say it was Charlotte. Well, her family was there. Now, keep in mind, she is a Ukrainian refugee. And President Trump was honoring her memory while the Democrats were wearing the Ukrainian flag pins on their shirts or their trousers, their blazers, whatever. I did say trousers, didn't I? I meant to say blazer, yeah. But when Trump made the announcement in honor of this young lady, not one Democrat stood up. But yet, and I know I'm going to catch hate for it, and I don't care. Because I'm a neutral when it comes to politics, especially here in the United States. I am more in between. I don't take sides, but I share what I see and I don't sugarcoat it. You're not standing up for this young woman who came to the United States to flee Ukraine, war-torn country, right? Who ended up losing her life horrifically on a bus here in this country, USA. You're wearing your pins, man, but you wouldn't stand up. But yet you would have if it'd been about the war, proxy war, money filtering into a corrupted government over there in Ukraine. You would have stood up for that to keep the war going. Bet your ass you would have. Sorry, not sorry. Moving on. No, I'm not done yet. So the man who killed this beautiful Ukrainian woman on the bus was a repeat offender that the swamp judges kept letting out of jail or prison. He kept getting out. Crazy, right? All right, so now let's move on. I had a vent, get that out. Now I'm going to move on to some predictions. Do you remember the letters that were given out during George Bush Sr.'s funeral? There were envelopes. And they were handed to certain politicians, elites around that time. My spirit team was showing me was warnings and exposure to each specific elite that was given a letter in an envelope. It was to the haters, basically to the people who didn't like or that wasn't liked. And that's going to come out here in the news very soon. Okay, you're going to learn that those letters that were given out during George Bush Sr.'s funeral to certain politicians, it's going to be revealed what was in those letters. Or you could say envelopes, whatever. Exposure, I'm coming for you, lies, warnings were written down for each person specifically. Allegedly. The next thing that I see, this is connected to Supreme Court Justice Leader. I am seeing a passing of a Supreme Court Justice Leader. I'm not sure. I just jotted it down. Well, I got some more information, but okay. The title will be passed down to a man named Clarence Thomas. So the Supreme Court Justice Leader, or I'm seeing someone passing away. It's in or around that field. It's connected to that job title in some way. Don't know who. Well, no, I really don't. Clarence Thomas will be the one who will be holding the title of the Supreme Court Justice Leader. That's what I'm being shown. I don't have a timeline, but it feels to be in 2026. Now, in regards to Chief Justice R.O.B., you know, Chief Justice Rob, there's going to be info coming out regarding the Epstein and the investigation on 2 children connection. Now, I don't think that the Epstein is connected to the investigation that I'm seeing in regards to the 2 children. No, I don't see that. These are 2 separate things. I'm seeing an issue with the adoption that took place. It might have been illegal or something, but then there's something else that's completely separate regarding Epstein. I don't know what this is. And the FISA, spelled F-I-S-A, Crossfire hurricane. Maybe that's what all this comes down to. The FISA/Crossfire hurricane. There is going to be a RICO case, and everyone connected to the Crossfire will be in deep trouble. Maybe that's where I'm getting Chief Justice R. Maybe he's connected to this. Maybe he's not, allegedly. Then I kept hearing Benghazi or Magazi. I mean, I think it's Benghazi. So I put a connection in with that because it all ties in. Okay, Spirit, keep showing me more. Keep showing me more. Right. News is coming on the prior leader, Obama, and the military money spent on Hezbollah, ISIS, Hamas. Okay, so this particular leader fed into these terrorist groups, prior ex-leader, right? There is going to be an ambassador. Oh, geez, this is horrific. This is where Benghazi comes in. There's going to be an ambassador, and his name is Stevens, Mr. Stevens. May he rest in peace. Mr. Stevens knew what was going on with Obama and the money, the military money that was being funded to these terrorist groups. And Mr. Stevens, the ambassador who lost his life, I think, in 2012, he found out these things were happening. He found out these things were taking place with this prior leader. And that is why, my friends, Spirit says, this is why Chris Stevens lost his life. They said murdered. He was murdered, okay? Because he knew too much information about the military funding, the monies that were being spent on these terrorist groups back in the day. Benghazi. Miss Clint and Obama had the say-so in Benghazi. Do you understand me? I think you do now. They were in, I don't want to say they were in on it, shit. They were in charge till the end. They were in charge till the end. Mr. Stevens lost his life September 11th, 2012, along with 3 other Americans. I think they were American. I don't know, but there were 4 that died total, including Mr. Stevens. Under these people's knowledge, they knew. Moving on. Whew, deep energy, deep energy. A former U.S. Attorney General, we're just going to use the name Eric, okay? He knew what the evil plan was as well. And the truth will come out about the murder of Ambassador Christopher Stevens. So you have at least 4 or 5 people I just mentioned. Allegedly allegedly, that knows what happened to Christopher Stevens, and this is going to be exposed and it is going to come out. Perhaps that's why some of these people I've mentioned have scattered out of the United States, because this is going to be revealed, what happened to Christopher Stevens, as it should be. His family deserves that. Another thing that they kept showing me is Obama helped the car and Cartel, you know where I'm saying, what's going on right now in Mexico there. He helped the car get access to weapons. And don't forget, guys, don't forget about the pallet of cash. I believe there was like right at $1.6 billion, or is it gold? I don't know. It was a pallet full of American assets. And Spirit says this is also all connected to what I just spoke on. It's all connected. They call it the Fast and the Furious. It's all connected. Now, here's something else I want to mention. The Iranian, and the car, you know, when Obama, I could say Obama, but especially during 46's presidency, all kinds of sleeper cells came across that border. And right now, as I speak, they're awake and they're ready. What we are seeing in Mexico, I'm talking in code, guys. Not very good, but I'm doing my best because I can't say words right out. What is going on in Mex is very big, extremely big, more than you realize. The Cartel has more authority than their government because the government works for the Cartel. I said this months ago about the woman. I said it recently as well. The leader of Mehi works with the Cartel. Maybe she's feared. Maybe she has no choice. I don't know. But that's all going to come out in the public. And something bad is going to happen. Unfortunately, I was being shown to her in the end. I hope not, though. But the boss man was killed a few days ago over in Meg. You know, the leader, the guy, E-L, that's all I want to say. The big boss of the car killed. And there's going to be more big ones, big bosses taken out. I was being shown. I got initial GON. That's all I can say. Gone. GON. Now, I was told another computer a computer device was located on the boss who just was killed recently. The big boss. What I kept getting in my left ear through clear audience. The ear wouldn't stop ringing, guys. This computer device, most likely a tablet or laptop, will be loaded with all kinds of information. There's going to be a list of names. This will be extremely crucial for big bosses all over the place, not just in Mehi. Information is going to be coming out in regards to the U.S. So what I want to say is what Epstein doesn't reveal, a lot of what is on the new device found on the boss will kick ass. Oh my God. My spirit was like, you know, they wouldn't allow me to see it so much. And I don't want to see it so much because that puts me in harm's way. So I don't know anything that's going to come out. I wasn't shown that, but it's going to be a lot of information connected to how the U.S., and when I say U.S., I mean particular elites at one point were working with the Cartel to destroy this country. Yeah. Now, some of the Cartel, you know, they're going to fight to the bone for their territory. They're not just going to give up easy. You guys know that. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be like a little war. And This is important and very crucial. I'm hearing that there's a plot already coordinated for the United States. Now, that's what I'm hearing on a psychic level. So again, the laptop or the computer device located on the dead boss will expose a lot of people, not just Cartel, but U.S. elites. And this is going to be in connection on how drugs, or using drugs to destroy the United States, is what I was being shown. And the Mexican government as well. They were working together. Certain elites in the U.S. and the Mexican Gulf, and carts, the car. They were working together, and this is going to be exposed. The truth will come out about how the southern border was used, especially during 46. I know I'm repeating, but I feel like I need to. Mexico received money to do all of these things during the 46 presidency. They were being paid to do it. Now you have to remember, the more these people are exposed, the more dangerous things get. So that's where I wanted to leave off at, to what I was being shown for the United States. So moving on to one of my bigger predictions, and I hope I'm wrong. What I believe will happen next is Al-Qaeda, which is connected to Iran, sleeper cells. The Al-Qaeda and the Cartel, YouTube is real funny about me saying that word. So you know what I mean when I say that. They're going to work together. And this has been going on. It's been going on. It's been known to happen in Venezuela. It was happening there as well. But here in the United States, they're going to be working together, these two groups. Oh, there's multiple terrorist groups. And I believe when the US, or I can say the IDF, Israel, hit Iran, and I believe they're going to, and I've already spoken on this prior. I think the leader's going to take himself out, or something's going to happen to that leader over there. It is going to spark an outrage over here with the sleeper cells and whatnot. And they're going to start working together and plotting as they have been. And I do see them targeting law enforcement, whether you're police, ICE, that's right, ICE, you can't be protected either, and the military. If you wear a badge, if you work for security, that is a offset for these people. That's what I'm being shown. Most of all, the easy targets, you and I, civilians, people like Nancy Guthrie. That's right, Nancy Guthrie. Easy target, easy civilians are going to be hit at some point. Again, I don't have a timeline. I hope this doesn't happen. It may not happen. I'm not here to fear bait you. This is what Spirit is showing me. If Iran is hit really hard, and I believe they're going to be hit really hard, and things continue over in these South American countries, not just Mexico. I want to say Mexico. Again, I have to use different terminology, because I don't want to have a problem. All right. But different South American countries, it's not going to be good. Yeah, because I keep being shown Iran being hit, and it's not going to be the way it went down with Venezuela. It won't be like that. It's going to be much worse. I keep getting, once we hit Iran, we're going to be open to terrorist attacks. Let me just say that. We're going to be open to terrorist attacks. I don't want to say a 9/11 event, but here's some areas that I'd be careful. When this happens, you'll know. You'll just have this sense of it, because you're going to see Iran going down. You're going to see maybe more mob bosses going down around the same time. But the areas I'd be cautious in would be Miami, Florida. Yeah, Miami, Florida. And then Houston and Austin, Texas, Los Angeles. And when I speak on Los Angeles, there's this large bank there in Los Angeles. I'd be careful with that. The Columbia Center in Seattle, Washington, could possibly be a target. And then, of course, we have the FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. Now, what I kept being shown was Miami and Texas. Being shown Houston/Austin, Texas. Those two areas over there. And I was being shown Miami, Florida. So again, guys, this may not happen. It can always come off the timeline. We can pray and just put white light, peace, love, harmony in the world. Even though when it seems like it's dark and gray and it's impossible, it's not impossible. We have to do it. We have to do it. These are just things that I'm being shown. And when I get strong pulls, then that's when I share them. And I just thought it was strange because they kept taking me back into prior events for the United States, things that have already happened, and then the outcome of when they're going to be exposed. It's all about exposure in 2026. And I do believe once we get through June, July of 2026, even more things are going to be exposed. So now it's time to go into phase 2, part 2, which I think is going to be, again, June, July. So even more things that are going to shock us. So if you're saying to yourself, oh, nothing else would shock me, what all is happening, trust me, there's more to come. Absolutely more to come. And I believe that a lot of what I'm being shown, like these potential terrorist attacks, can be stopped. They can be stopped before they happen, which is good because we have more technology and things like that now. So again, I'm not here fear baiting. And I do apologize for using codes, but I was told to do that. If you are new to my channel, I appreciate you watching my videos. Do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already. And I want to say thank you to my old subscribers and my new subscribers, my new members. I appreciate your love and support. And I will see you guys in the next video, which will be coming out either tonight or tomorrow because we need to talk about the UK.